Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to one of the gems of the West Haven Fitzgerald's Complex, Piurek Field, featuring today's game, visiting Notre Dame of West Haven versus your West Haven Blue Devils. Starting for Notre Dame, batting first at third base, number 9, Zach Piurek. Batting second at shortstop, number 27, Mike Corso. Batting third in center field, number 6, Drew Arciolo. Batting fourth at first base, number 26, Zach Balaban. Batting fifth designated hitter, number 25, Brandon Wynn. Batting sixth in left field, number 1, Mike Levine. Batting seventh in right field, number 5, Ryan Gargiola. Batting eighth at second base, number 3, Wesley Paulson. And batting ninth, catcher, number 12, Aiden Burton. Troy Tiersey is pitching for Notre Dame. Notre Dame is coached by Lou Kessler. For your West Haven Blue Devils, batting first in center field, number 22, Tyler Gambardella. Batting second in left field, number 32, Jason Wilkerson. Batting third at shortstop, number 4, Mike Brand. Batting fourth, pitcher, number 14, Cameron Stone. Batting fifth at first base, number 10, Nick Price. Batting sixth in right field, number 3, Matt Carter. Batting seventh at third base, number 12, Gary Donovan. Batting eighth, catcher, number 15, Ricky Balzano. And batting ninth at second base, number 7, Joe Setti. West Haven is coached by Mike Aguilera.
Why not?
Correction, pitching for Notre Dame, Amendola.
So is this actually streaming right now?
Yeah.
On that link I put up or not?
Let's no, I didn't change it. Look like everything was alright, so let's
I know you did.
so what, you on play on?
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the playing of our national anthem?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Whitey Piurek Field here in West Haven, Connecticut, on the campus of West Haven High School. As we settle in for high school baseball here today, certainly looking forward to this one, the Green Knights of Notre Dame taking on the Blue Devils. Both teams coming in with identical records at 7-5. They played well, and on occasion they've had their struggles, have both clubs, but today, certainly an interesting matchup between these two teams. It'll be Notre Dame to bat first, with West Haven in the field. Zach Corwick will lead things off for the Green Knights, playing third base. Mike Corso, the shortstop, he'll bat second, and Drew Archiolo, the center fielder, hitting third. Zach Balaban, the first baseman, in the cleanup spot, and the designated hitter will be Brandon Wynn. Playing left field and batting sixth, Mike Levine. Batting seventh, right fielder Brian Gargiulo. Second baseman Wesley Paulson will bat eighth, and the catcher Aiden Burton will bat ninth. And on the mound for Notre Dame, John Amendola. For West Haven, they're going with their ace Cameron Stone today. The big right-hander going through his warm-ups. Ricky Balzano behind the plate to catch the balls and strikes. Nick Price will be at first base. Playing second base will be Joe Setti today. Mike Brand at shortstop, and at third base, Gary Donovan. The left fielder is Jason Wilkinson, Tyler Gambardella in center field, and Matt Carter in right field. These two teams have played. They played earlier in the year out at Quigley. Good matchup. Was a heck of a ball game, as I can remember, although I can't remember all that much anymore. But it was a 2-1 win for the Green Knights of Notre Dame in a well-played high school baseball game. Glorious weather today. Temperature got to be close to 70 degrees on the outside. Matter of fact, I can check my phone for that. Well, it says only 64, but with the bright sunshine, it feels a lot warmer. Of course, we're getting a light breeze off of Long Island Sound as we settle in for the game's first pitch to get it underway. Notre Dame, West Haven, and West Haven High School right here on the GoGreenKnight.com website, and also on the Blue Devil website today as they make their debut on the Play On Sports School Broadcast Network. So it's nice to have West Haven on board, and we're ready for the first pitch from Cameron Stone. The right-hander's pitch is over for the strike call to Corwick. Worked him low and away. Corwick playing third base today for Notre Dame. Outfield just about straight away for the Westies. Stone will work quickly. The right-hander's pitch low and away, and the count goes even at 1-1 strike. So you take a look at this Notre Dame team. They started off on a positive note as they beat Shelton in their first game of the season 3-1, and then a nice 6-2 win over North Haven as that pitch over the outside corner for the strike. Count goes 2-1. Then they hit a little bump on the road with Cheshire, a 3-1 loss. Came back to wallop East Haven. Nice win over West Haven in that 2-1 game. Curveball in there for the strike three call. And Corwick will go down on strike. We have one away here in the top of the first inning. Then the injury bug really started to hit Notre Dame with Greg Zullo going down. They've already lost Griffin Garabedian for most of the year here, the way it's been going with a bulky ankle. They lost 3 in a row against some iron in the SCC, Fairfield, Prep Amity, and Xavier. Real difficult part of their schedule. Bounced back with a couple of wins before lost to Sheehan 6-0 last Friday. And well, on Monday, they had a nice 6-2 victory over Career Magnet to get back on course. The Green Knights, Mike Corso, the shortstop at the plate. Here comes the pitch, and that's down low for a ball. So 1 out, nobody on base. That pitch in for the strike, and Stone has come out throwing strikes here today. Corso did not begin the season as the shortstop for Notre Dame, was placed there a few games in, has really done a terrific job for head coach Lou Kessler. Time has been called. Nice crowd making their way in for today's ball game on this really one of the finest days we've had all spring. Absolutely spectacular. Cameron Stone into the windup, the pitch. High fastball, swing and a miss by Corso as he chased it. Might have foul tipped it into the catcher's mitt. Ricky Balzano behind the plate to catch some balls and strikes today for West Haven. Key matchup. The winner of this game will qualify for the CIAC tournament. There's a looping liner right to the leaping second baseman, Joe Setti, who makes a nice play, and Corso is retired on a well-timed leap by Seti. So you have 2 down and brings up Drew Archiolo, the center fielder. Drew was not penciled to be the starting center fielder this year, probably a left fielder, maybe some right, maybe a stint or 2 in the infield, very versatile player, but with the injury to Garabedian, he has really been forced to play center field, and he has done a terrific job out there defensively, batting third in this Notre Dame lineup. 2 down, nobody on. Here comes the pitch, and that is a strike call, letter high. So 2 down. And nobody on here on the top of the first inning. Cameron Stone into the windup, and the pitch low and away as he wastes one. And the count goes 2 balls, 1 strike. Zach Balaban, the first baseman, on deck for the Green Knights. Brendan Wynn, who tweaked an ankle, still not back in the field playing for Notre Dame, so he's a DH today. That pitch missed low and away. Of course, with Garabedian, Zullo, and Wynn, you have your senior leadership for this Green Knight team. Into the windup, Cameron Stone, and the 3-1. Tickle the outside corner. Count goes full at 3-2. So the count now full, 3-2. 2 down, nobody on for Notre Dame. Here on the top of 1. Corwick struck out. Corso with a looping liner to the second baseman. The pitch, ground ball, hit foul, first base side. Count remains full, 3-2 to Drew Archiolo. Dimensions here at this gorgeous ballpark, Whitey Piurek. Got about, 389 to center field there, maybe 390. Can't read it anymore. Getting too old. 335 down the line and left. Likewise in right field, about the same. And his ball forward to Archiolo. And he becomes a 2-out base runner. So Stone walks his first batter of the contest. And Notre Dame with a runner on. And it brings up the first baseman, Zach Balaban. Talk about a versatile player. He has played a couple of positions for Kessler this season. Balaban swinging from the right side. Let's see what they do with Archiolo at first base and see if they play aggressively here in the top of 1. When you talk about the Green Knights offensively, the Stone curveball bends in for the strike. He comes over the top with that curveball, and the count goes 0-1 quickly. Brandon Wynn on deck for the Green Knights. Outfield remains straight away. Infielders at normal depth. There's a throw to the back at first. It gets away from the first baseman, Price, and scampering to second base goes Archiolo. So he's now in the scoring position at second. So it took a throw over to the bag to get it all done for the Green Knights of Notre Dame. So with 2 down, runner at the bag at second for Balaban in the cleanup spot here today. Stone into the windup and the pitch down low. I guess they'd charge that error to the pitcher on that low throw, allowing the runner to move along. So E1. Stone looking in for the sign from Balzano. Checks the runner at second, checks again. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and off-speed pitch. Kind of fooled Balaban there. Stone with a good fastball, obviously a nice curveball, a little bit of a change curve right there as he really took the speed off that slow bender. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Balaban. Win on deck here in the top of the first inning. Outfield remains straight away. Gambardella, the center fielder. That pitch missed outside. The count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Zach Balaban. So the winner will sigh at just a little bit of relief, knowing they've qualified for the CIAC tournament with a win today. Here comes the 2-2, and that's down in the dirt. Nice stop by Balzano. He can't find it. Archiolo will scamper to third, and the ball thrown into the outfield by the catcher, Balzano. And Notre Dame will post a run up on the board. That's a tough break. A pass ball allows Archiolo to take third, and the E2 allows them to score. Notre Dame, without the benefit of a base hit, they have a run up on the board. So the Green Knights take the 1-0 lead with 2 outs. That pitch in there for the strike 3 call. So Balaban called out on strikes. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Cameron Stone, but certainly some tough luck as he walked Archiolo
No hits.
2 errors allows them to score, throw in a pass ball, and through a half the score. Notre Dame 1, West Haven coming to the plate. Back with more after these messages.
New Haven Foot Surgeons and Milford Podiatry Associates specialize in medical and surgical care of the foot and ankle. They have a state-licensed surgical center with a physical therapy center available for all patients. Physicians include Notre Dame graduates David and Robert Novicki, along with Martin Pressman, James Krantz, and Jesse Parks. They are affiliated with the 3 major New Haven area hospitals, and they participate with most health insurance carriers. With locations in New Haven, Hamden, Milford, and Ansonia, New Haven Foot Surgeons and Milford Podiatry Associates is your GoGreenKnight.com connection to healthier feet. Visit them online at milfordpodiatry.com.
Oyster River Petroleum, proud sponsor of high school athletics right here on SportingNewsCT.com. If you're looking for good old-fashioned customer service, call Oyster River Petroleum and the Granfield family. They've been around since 1987.
Ivy League Landscaping is a family-owned, full-service design and build landscape company which services Southern Connecticut. We offer digital landscape design and installation. Our interlocking concrete paver system will add beauty to your patio and walkway. We share our location with our own Soundview Landscape Supply. Please visit us at 50 Industry Drive in West Haven. Ivy League Landscaping, from custom design to seasonal maintenance and supplies. Visit our website at ivyleaguelandscaping.com.
Oyster River Petroleum, proud sponsor of high school athletics right here on SportingNewsCT.com. If you're looking for good old-fashioned customer service, call Oyster River Petroleum and the Granfield family. They've been around since 1987. All right, welcome right back here to beautiful Whitey Piurek Field as we settle in for the bottom of inning number 1. Notre Dame with the 1-0 lead. A couple errors by the Blue Devils in the first certainly hurt, allowing Piurek to round the bases. He walked to get on. An error by the pitcher Stone allowed him to take second base. A pass ball, which scooted into the feet of the catcher, was thrown into left field, and he scored on the play. So this is Tyler Gambardella leading it off for the West Haven Blue Devils. Wilkinson the bat second. Michael Brand the shortstop to hit third. Cameron Stone in the cleanup spot, the pitcher today. Amendola out the mound. He's been the ace of the staff for Notre Dame. That missed outside. The count goes 2-1. Batting fifth will be Nick Price, the first baseman. Matt Carter, the right fielder, batting sixth. Gary Donovan, the third baseman, hitting seventh. Ricky Balzano, the catcher, in the eighth slot. And batting ninth is Joe Setti, the second baseman. Count goes 2-2 and the strike call to Gambardella. Aiden Burton behind the plate, catching the balls and strikes today for the Green Knights of Notre Dame. They have the 1-0 lead here in the bottom of 1. Amendola into the windup and a 2-2 high and outside. It goes full. Zach Ballabon playing first base. Wesley Paulson at second. Mike Corso, the shortstop, and Zach Corwick at third. Mike Levine, the left fielder today. Drew Archiolo in center. Brian Gargiulo in right field defensively. For Notre Dame, they play straight away for Gambardella, who pops it up and out of play. Now, there used to be a big marsh off to the right here on the first base side, but it looks like they cut it all down. And I think you could probably go find a baseball or two over there, I guess, if you had some rubber boots on. Here comes the pitch. That ball is hit back to the marsh area. Yeah, that's right, $10 at bat with Gambardella fouling a couple off. They have the biggest screen I've ever seen protecting the fans behind home plate here. I can see them go a little thinner pole, maybe a little lighter fencing, and put a big net up to catch those foul balls. Here comes the pitch in there for the strike 3 call, and Gambardella called out on strikes. You have one down. So 1 out here in the bottom of inning number 1 with the bases empty.
Fielder number 32, Jason Wilkerson.
And Wilkerson will step up to the plate, the left fielder today for the West Haven Blue Devils. Mike Brand on deck. Notre Dame with a bit of a shift now. Archiolo, the center fielder, step or two towards left center. That pitch, fastball, swinging right through it was Wilkerson. Michael Brand awaiting on deck. Of course, Whitey Piurek Field will be busy during the SEC baseball tournament. All kinds of activity taking place here, including, there's a strike call, the SEC championship game. Also, I believe, going to hold the lacrosse championships here and the softball championships if I remember what John Capone said to me yesterday, the outstanding athletic director here at West Haven High School. One of the finest high school athletic facilities in the state of Connecticut, with Ken Strong Stadium, of course. Biondi softball field in the distance. Curveball, nipped the outside corner for a strike three call. Pretty pitch by John Amendola. And you have two down here in the bottom of inning number one.
Batting next, shortstop number 4, Mike Brand.
That's going to bring up Michael Brand, the shortstop today for the West Haven Blue Devils. Brian Deneen, the velvety tones in the background, the public address announcer here. That pitch spins in for the strike. 2 outs, bases clear here in the bottom of inning number one. First baseman Balaban playing way behind the bag at first. Curveball hangs high. Level with the bag at third is Zach Corwick. Yeah, when Greg Zullo went down, they lost perhaps their primary pitcher to the Green Knights and their starting third baseman. That ball fouled to the screen. Count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, bases empty. 1-0 Notre Dame leading. They scored in the top of the first without the benefit of a base hit. And right now, Amendola with 2 consecutive strikeouts ahead in the count to Brand, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Amendola into the windup in the pitch, and that's a strike 3 call. He strikes out the side in the bottom of the first inning, and Notre Dame, everything going their way early on here. All right, we have completed 1 full, and your score, it is Notre Dame leading West Haven by the score of 1-0. We'll be back with more right after these messages, so stay with us right here on GoGreenKnights.com, and of course, along with our good friends from West Haven.
Many times bad things happen to good people. A car accident, a divorce, a loved one is arrested. Things you just can't prepare for. Zingaro and Cretella specialize in civil litigation, family law, and criminal defense. A leading New Haven and Fairfield County general practice law firm established in 2001, attorneys Gene Zingaro and Don Cretella, ND class of 1986, who thankfully is a much better lawyer than it was a receiver for me, will guide you and help you make an informed and rational decision in a difficult time. Visit them at www.theconnecticutdefenders.com. Zingaro and Cretella is a law firm you can trust.
As Network Group, we are committed to offering simple and meaningful solutions to your complex problems. We work hard to achieve the highest levels of quality in our solutions to help your customers meet their challenging business needs. We're committed to delivering technology management solutions that offer security, reliability, availability, and performance. Visit our website, thebusinessnetworkgroup.com, for more information.
Oyster River Petroleum, proud sponsor of high school athletics right here on SportingNewsCT.com. If you're looking for good old-fashioned customer service, call Oyster River Petroleum and the Granfield family. They've been around since 1987. All right, welcome right back. Nice to be with you all as we continue on here into the top of inning number 2. This one moving right along early on. Brandon Wynn leading things off here, the designated hitter hitting that in the 5 slot today for the Green Knights of Notre Dame, and that pitch in for the strike call. It'll be Wynn, Levine, and Gargiulo, the scheduled hitters for Notre Dame. They have the 1-0 lead. Cameron Stone out in the mound. 2 errors in the first by the Blue Devils results in a Notre Dame run on the 1-0 lead. Wynn, a powerful hitter from the right side. Trying to get healthier every day to get back into the field. Here comes the Cameron Stone 1-2, and Wynn turns on it. Ground ball hit foul, fielded by Donovan in foul territory. Luke Hessler, the head coach of Notre Dame, getting some exercise in as he chases the ball down. Win the step back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count, leading off here in the top of the second inning. Here comes the Stone 1-2, and that ball popped out, fouled off first base way and out of play. Wilkinson in left field, Gambardella in center, Carter in right, all playing just about straight away on this sun-filled afternoon here in West Haven. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And that's a tad high. A couple of teams playing some pretty good ball here in the SCC. Amity Spartans, Xavier Falcons. Here comes the pitch. Check swing. Did he go around? They claim he did, and a strikeout of Wynn. That is the third strikeout of the ball game for Cameron Stone. And it's going to bring to the plate Mike Levine, the left fielder today for Notre Dame. So Levine stepping up with the bases clear and one down here at the top of inning number 2. Here comes the pitch to the plate. Off-speed pitch, tickled the outside corner, and the count goes 0-1. Gargiulo, the bat next. Semifinals at Quigley. SEC semifinals at Quigley with a championship game here at Whitey Piurek. That pitch missed just outside to Levine. Gargiulo on deck. Count now level at 1-1 to Michael. Levine wiggles the bat. Now steadies the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the count goes 1-2 to Mike Levine, a senior. Levine playing left field. Listed on the roster as an infielder, but one of those versatile players for Luke Kessler. Gargiulo on deck. Here comes a pitch, and that's down low. And count goes even at 2-2 to Michael. Ricky Balzano behind the plate. Just tuning in, Notre Dame leading 1-0. Middle infielders at short, it's Brand. At second, Seti. On the corners, Donovan and Price at third and first. Here's the pitch. That ball fouls straight back. Count remains even at 2-2. Luke Kessler has been a long-time coach at Notre Dame. Pitch rides a little high. Folks wanted the strikeout call. They didn't get it. Mike Anquilera, of course, the head coach of West Haven. He wanted the strike call, didn't get it, and some angry fans now. Count full, 3-2 to Levine. Cameron Stone, the right-hander, into the windup and the pitch. That ball hit high in the air, shallow right center, coming on, getting a good jump on it. Gambardella to make the catch, and Levine is retired. He tried to loop it in the shallow right center, but Gambardella got on his horse and able to haul it in. And now you have 2 down with nobody on. It brings up Brian Gargiulo, the right fielder. Gargiulo certainly had a fine football season for Tom Marcucci. Stone looking in, the right-hander into the windup. Here comes the pitch, and that's a strike call over the outside corner, and the count goes 0-1. Talking to Tom Marcucci, the AD out at Notre Dame the other day, said, "You coming to the ball game?" He said, "No, I promise I'd go watch the track team in Hamden today." Ground ball chopped and took a bad bounce through Donovan and in the left field. It was a chopping baseball to hit the lip of the grass, and then it just kind of trickled through Donovan, and Gargiulo will be awarded a base hit. So Notre Dame right now, all the luck going their way. Back in the first, Archeolo walked, took second base on an error on a pickoff try, took third on a pass ball into the feet of the catcher, and when Balzano threw it to the third baseman, Donovan, it scooted into left field, and Archeolo just waltzed home with the only run. So now Wesley Paulson, number 8 hitter in the lineup, takes strike one. The count goes 0-1 to Paulson. Stone worked quickly, pitched down low. Wesley Paulson, another senior on this Notre Dame team. I believe the only sophomore to get a start on a consistent basis has been Mike Corso for the Green Knights. A lot of seniors and juniors on this team. That pitch over the outside corner, strike call. Count goes to 1-2 to Paulson. Aiden Burton on deck. Number 9 hitter for the Green Knights, their catcher today. Lead for the bag at first by Gargiulo. The pitch, ground ball, hit to the first baseman. Took a bad hop, but Nick Price did a nice job to stay with it on the backhand side. And Paulson is retired 3 unassisted, and that will end the top of inning number 2. In the inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. We'll be back with the bottom of 2. Your score, Notre Dame with the lead by the score of 1-0 over the West Haven Blue Devils.
Considering an orthodontic treatment for you or your children? Dr. Philip Caparuso, a Notre Dame parent of 4, is conveniently located at the end of the Milford Green. Dr. Caparuso is a board-certified orthodontist and a preferred Invisalign provider. A proud GoGreenKnight.com sponsor, you can visit Dr. Caparuso online at drcaportho.com or call 203-874-5400. Let Dr. Caparuso bring out your best smile.
Good morning, Curtis Ryan. Congratulations.
Hi, Curtis Ryan. I just brought my new Honda in for the first free oil change, and they're even washing it. We got such a great deal on that car, and everyone here is so easy to work with. Thank you, Curtis Ryan.
For a limited time, your first month's payment is on us. Up to $500 on select 2012 models. Call Curtis Ryan in Shelton for details.
For the last 10 years, Federico and SETI has served individuals and business clients throughout the Northeast. Originally founded by Mark Federico, class of 72, the current principals are Michael Federico, Notre Dame class of 82, and Lynn SETI, Sacred Heart Academy class of 82. Providing accounting, tax, audit, and consulting services, Federico and SETI is the perfect company for your personal, corporate, estate, and gift tax returns. A proud sponsor of GoGreenKnights.com, call Federico and SETI at 203-248-9966 for all your accounting needs.
Oyster. All right, welcome right back here to Whitey Piurek. Cameron Stone leading it off here for the West Haven Blue Devils in the bottom of 2. Swings at the pitch and drives it to the left side of the infield. Cameron Stone, good bit of hitting. He stayed right on that pitch from Amendola, and that's a leadoff base hit. Amendola struck out the side in the first and brings up Nick Price now, the first baseman. Price made a nifty defensive play, which ended the top of the second inning. So now Price up with a runner on. Interesting to see how the Blue Devils approach this. Down by a run here early on. As we mentioned, West Haven started their season out with a big win over Lyman Hall, 18-5. Nice win over Wilbur Cross. A loss to Amity, 10-5. And they righted the ship with a victory over Brantford. That 2-1 loss to Notre Dame back on April 10th at Quigley. Went into a bit of a slide after that, losing to Xavier Hamden and Fairfield Prep. Lost to Xavier 9 innings, 3-2. They've come back to start winning some games. They beat Sheehan, Korea Magnet. Nice win over Shelton, 12-3. And over North Haven on Monday by the score of 5-2. Stone with a lead away. Count 1-1 here to Price. The pitch down low. Nice stop behind the plate by Aiden Burton. Price taking a look down at that third base coaching box. Throw to the bag at first, and stepping back is Stone. From the stretch, Amendola. Here comes a 2-1 in for the strike, and the count goes even at 2 balls, 2 strikes to Nick Price. Matt Carter on deck, the right fielder for West Haven. Green Knights continue with their outfield straightaway. I'll tell you what, this field in absolutely gorgeous condition. Absolutely beautiful. Here's the pitch, tad high. I think I may bring the groundskeeper home one of these days with me, Chris Everone, and he can live at my house if he can make my lawn look like this. Absolutely spectacular. Count full, 3-2 to Nick Price. Throw to the bag at first, runner back. Zach Ballabon, the first baseman, trying to hold the runner Stone tight to the bag. Stone with a leadoff single here in the second inning. Trying to stretch that lead, leans towards second. There he goes, the pitch up and in, and that's going to be ball 4 to Nicky Price. First walk issued by Amendola today to go along with 3 strikeouts, and now you got 2 on, nobody out for West Haven. This West Haven team, when they get hot, they can put up some numbers. So Stone the second, Price of the bag at first, and Carter stepping on up. Matthew Carter, a junior, also a pitcher, playing right field today. Runners were leaning off the bags. They looked like bunt. They were charging from first. That was Ballabon. Pitch was high, however, for ball 1 to Carter. Gary Donovan awaiting on deck, the third baseman for the Westies. Amendola in a jam. That pitch in for the strike is again Carter squared. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Carter, the number 6 hitter in the lineup for West Haven. Runners lead from the bags at first and second. Inside on the grass is Ballabon at first. The pitch, curveball missed outside. The count goes 2-1. With the runner down at second base, Piurek remains anchored to the lip of the grass just inside the bag at third. Got Corso, the shortstop, shaded towards the bag at second. Paulson is in a step or two. That pitch bunted. It was up high and bunted foul by Carter, and the count goes even at 2-2. Paulson will cover the bag at first if Carter were to try to lay one down here with 2 strikes. And Carter got his commands. He's back in. Stone, lead from second. Price, a lead from first. A pitch to Carter. Strike 3 call over the outside corner. And that is the 4th strikeout of the ball game for Amendola. All called strikeouts. And brings up Gary Donovan, the third baseman, as he's cutting that outside corner right now. So Amendola needed the strikeout, and he got one. And now Donovan stepping up to the plate. Gary is a junior. Take a look at this West Haven team. Very young. You look up and down the lineup. Of course, the captain is Cameron Stone. He's a senior. A lot of juniors and sophomores on the team as that pitch is up a tad high. By Moretti as a senior on the squad. That's where they get their leadership run from. I believe the only 2 seniors on the West Haven roster. So they are very, very young. Count 1-0 to Donovan here. Got 1 out, 2 on here for West Haven in the bottom of inning number 2. Notre Dame with a 1-0 lead. The run in the first. Here comes a pitch. Swing and a miss as Donovan chased one. Nice stop by Burton behind the plate. They go 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Cameron Stone with the Blue Devils' first hit down at second base. Price walked to get on. Amendola's pitch rides high and inside. The count goes 2 balls, 1 strike to Gary Donovan. Ricky Balzano waiting on deck. Number 8 hitter in the West Haven lineup. Right fielder is Brian Gargiulo, shielding his eyes with his glove. That pitch fouled back. It jammed Donovan a little bit. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. So it's nice to have West Haven High School on board as one of our school broadcast teams here in the state of Connecticut. If you're watching this and you'd like to get your school involved, you can just give me a call at 203-927-4273. That pitch, strike 3 call to Donovan. That is the 5th strikeout for Amendola here today. 2 consecutive here in the second. He struck out the side in the first. That's another called strike 3. So Balzano stepping up to the plate, the catcher for the Blue Devils, with 2 on and 2 out. Well, they had 2 on, nobody out, and they have not been able to advance the runners along. Mike Levine playing shallow and left. Racchiolo, the center fielder, in a step or 2, and likewise is Gargiulo in right. They all play straight away for West Haven defensively as Balzano, the catcher, smoothing up that right-hander's batter's box before he steps in. He's a junior. Amendola checks the runners at first and second. Here comes the right-hander's pitch. That ball fouled off third base side. Notre Dame making their home on the third base side today. That's where their dugout is, newly constructed. And on the first base side, the West Haven Blue Devils. Wind blowing out a little bit, coming off Long Island Sound. Not much wind to talk of, but that pitch in for the strike call to Balzano. Just kind of wiggling the flags out beyond the Ken Strong Football Stadium to our left. Count is 0-2 to Balzano. Amendola looking for his 6th strikeout. Base hit might bring home a run. Cameron Stone down at second base with some decent speed out there for West Haven. Time has been called, and Burton's going to go out and have a chat with Amendola. Spring season into the month of May. Weather starting to turn. It was arduous, might be the word to use, for all student athletes in all sports competing in the outdoor activities throughout the state of Connecticut. A miserable month of April, very cold, unseasonably cold. That pitch missed outside, windy, just nasty. But today, beautiful. Count 1-2 to Balzano. Balzano looking for a key hit. Amendola from the stretch, into the windup. The 1-2, strike three call over the outside corner. He's been painting that outside corner. He's been getting the strikeout calls, and now that's 6 strikeouts in the ball game. For West Haven, in the bottom of inning number 2, no runs. They had 1 hit. They'll leave 2 runners on. We'll be back with the top of the 3rd. Notre Dame West Haven with a 1-0 lead over the West Haven Blue Devils. River Petroleum, proud sponsor of high school athletics right here on SportingNewsCT.com. If you're looking for good old-fashioned customer service, call Oyster River Petroleum and the Granville family. They've been around since 1987.
New Haven Foot Surgeons and Milford Podiatry Associates specialize in medical and surgical care of the foot and ankle. They have a state-licensed surgical center with a physical therapy center available for all patients. Physicians include Notre Dame graduates David and Robert Novicki, along with Martin Pressman, James Krantz, and Jesse Parks. They are affiliated with the 3 major New Haven area hospitals, and they participate with most health insurance carriers. With locations in New Haven, Hamden, Milford, and Ansonia, New Haven Foot Surgeons and Milford Podiatry Associates is your GoGreenKnight.com connection to healthier feet. Visit them online at MilfordPodiatry.com.
Oyster River Petroleum, proud sponsor of high school athletics right here on SportingNewsCT.com. If you're looking for good old-fashioned customer service, call Oyster River Petroleum and the Granville family. They've been around since 1987.
Ivy League Landscaping is a family-owned, full-service design and build landscape company which services Southern Connecticut. We offer digital landscape design and installation. Our interlocking concrete paver system will add beauty to your patio and walkway. We share our location with our own Soundview Landscape Supply. Please visit us at 50 Industry Drive in West Haven. Ivy League Landscaping, from custom design to seasonal maintenance and supplies. Visit our website at ivyleaguelandscaping.com.
There you go. Come back with this logo. All right, welcome right back as we continue on with our coverage of high school baseball right here on GoGreenKnights.com and also the West Haven Play On Sports portal. Nice to be with you all as they make their debut here today using our fine production team from the home of Notre Dame West Haven High School. They're all with us today, enjoying the sunlight or sitting comfortably in this outstanding press box here today. Mike and Andrew helping us out today, and we certainly do appreciate it as we move on to the top of inning number 3. And it looks like we have a new pitcher coming on. Cameron Stone has moved on to play right field. And we'll make those changes for you. We'll pick up the Carter's going to center field. So Matt Carter now moving to center field, and Gambardella is on the mound. So pitching change through 2 innings. So your pitching line for Cameron Stone, he gave up 1 run. It was unearned. He did walk a batter in the first, gave up just 1 hit, had a couple of strikeouts in the ball game. So Gambardella is on, and Stone has moved out the right field. Could have been an inning situation, I don't know, but Gambardella is on to work here. So Gambardella, the pitch, Carter to center, Stone from the mound, out to play right field. Gambardella to face Aiden Burton here in the 3rd, and that first pitch tad low. Burton, Corwick, and Corso, 9, 1, and 2, the scheduled hitters for Notre Dame. Gambardella, a terrific baseball name here in the city of West Haven. That pitch just missed inside. Tom Marcuccia is mentioning the fact that Tom was at the track meet, Notre Dame track meet. Wants to know the score, so we'll text it along to him. The score is 1-0 Notre Dame here at the top of inning number 3. Gambardella into the windup and the 3-1. That ball popped up off the fist, will remain in the infield, and it's caught by the shortstop, Michael Brand, on the infield grass in front of the bag at second. And Burton is retired on a little pop-up. So one down, and Zach Corwick stepping up to the plate. Corwick, the third baseman for Notre Dame, 0 for 1 as he struck out to lead off the ball game. Michael Corso waiting on deck. Here at the top of the third. Mentioned it earlier, we'll mention it again. This game has some importance today, most certainly not only in SEC standings, but for qualification to the CIAC baseball tournament. Magic number is 8. Both teams coming in at 7-5. Swing and a miss by Corwick, and the count goes 0-1. Gambardella looking in for the sign from Balzano. He's into the windup. The right-hander's pitch, and he turns it over the outside corner, and the count goes 0-2 to Corwick. Outfielders remain straight away. Wilkinson in left field. Carter now in center. Stone in right as that pitch got away. And to the backstop. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes to Zach Corwick. Gambardella settling in on top of the mound. Into the windup is the right-hander. And the 1-2 down low. And the count goes even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2. Count goes full 3-2. Count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Corwick. The pitch, that ball hit on the line, past the glove of Setti into right center field. Big swing of the bag by Corwick. Ball was fielded by the center fielder Carter and thrown back to the infield. That was well struck by Corwick. Took it the opposite way towards the gap in right center, and he has a 1-out base hit. That is the second hit of the game for the Green Knights of Notre Dame. And now Michael Corso to the plate, hit that soft liner to the second baseman. Joe Setti, his first plate appearance. So he's 0 for 1 is Corso. You got Archiolo on deck. We're here at the top of 3. Notre Dame with a 1-out base runner. Corwick will take a lead away. There's a ground ball. Hit slowly up the middle of Setti. They get the out of the bag at second. No throw to the bag at first. Wasn't hit hard enough to really turn that double play, and Brand smartly held on to it. So Corwick is retired. 4-6 on the force out. Reaching on the fielder's choice is Mike Corso. So now you have 2 down and Drew Archiolo stepping up to the plate. He walked and scored back in the first. He walked, took second on a pickoff throw to the bag at first when the throw got away from the first baseman, Price. Took third on a pass ball. On the continuation of that pass ball, Balzano threw it into left field, and Archiolo scampered home. Center fielder for Notre Dame. 2 out, runner at first. Here comes the pitch. In for the strike. Gambardella with the off-speed pitch. Now he's ahead of the hitter now, Archiolo. No balls and 1 strike. Zach Balaban on deck for Notre Dame. Go to the bag at first. Getting back there safely is Corso. We've had a slew of strikeouts already in this game. West Haven has struck out 6 times. All their outs have been by strikeouts today. Notre Dame with a couple of strikeouts. There's a pitch, ground ball, hit down to the shortstop, fielded by Brand. The easy out at the bag at second on the force, and that will end it. So for Notre Dame, no runs in the top of the 3rd inning. They had 1 hit and 1 runner left on base. We'll be back with the bottom of 3. Your score, Notre Dame with a 1-0 lead over to West Haven right here on GoGreenKnights.com and the West Haven Blue Devil School Broadcast Portal. Oyster River Petroleum, proud sponsor of high school athletics right here on SportingNewsCT.com. If you're looking for good old-fashioned customer service, call Oyster River Petroleum and the Granville family. They've been around since 1987.
Many times bad things happen to good people. A car accident, a divorce, a loved one is arrested. Things you just can't prepare for. Zingaro and Cretella specialize in civil litigation, family law, and criminal defense. A leading New Haven and Fairfield County general practice law firm established in 2001, attorneys Gene Zingaro and Don Cretella, MD class of 1986, who thankfully is a much better lawyer than it was a receiver for me, will guide you and help you make an informed and rational decision in a difficult time. Visit them at www.theconnecticutdefenders.com. Zingaro and Cretella is a law firm you can trust.
Network Group, we are committed to offering simple and meaningful solutions to your complex problems. We work hard to achieve the highest levels of quality in our solutions to help your customers meet their challenging business needs. We're committed to delivering technology management solutions that offer security, reliability, availability, and performance. Visit our website, thebusinessnetworkgroup.com, for more information.
Welcome right back here to Whitey Piurek Field as we move on to the bottom of inning number 3. Number 9 hitter Joe Setti facing John Amendola. Amendola has struck out 6 through 2 innings of work. Has not allowed a run yet. Given up 1 base hit. He's walked 1. It will be Setti, Gambardella, and Wilkinson, the scheduled hitters for the West Haven Blue Devils here. That pitch curveball, swing and a miss, as Setti may have chased one. In the windup, Amendola, the 1-2, bends it in for the strikeout call. So Joe Setti called out on strikes. That is 7 strikeouts in the game for Amendola now.
Batting next, pitcher number 22, Tyler Gambardella.
Brings up Tyler Gambardella, struck out to lead off the bottom of the first. So Amendola now with 4 consecutive strikeouts, 7 overall. And the right-hander into the windup. Here comes the pitch to the plate, and that just missed inside. Pitch. Gambardella hits it high in the air. It's going to float into shallow right center. Coming on is Archiolo, and he'll make the catch. And Gambardella retired as the first out hit to a fielder today by West Haven. And it's a lazy fly into shallow right center field. Jason Wilkinson stepping up to the plate, the left fielder. He struck out back in the first, so he's 0 for 1. 2 down, nobody on here in the bottom of inning number 3. Here comes the pitch, and that's down low. I believe if you hear a starter's gun, that's in the background with a track meet ongoing here today at Ken Strong Stadium. Michael Brand on deck. Amendola into the windup on the pitch, ground ball, chop foul, third base side. Amendola into the windup. 1-1 in on the hands. The count goes 2 balls, 1 strike to Wilkinson. Michael Brand on deck. Pitch down low. Into the windup. John Amendola, 3-1 in, strike call. Count goes 3-2.
Make it happen now.
Count full, 3-2 to Wilkinson. Here comes the pitch, ground ball. Hit down to the second baseman. It's fielded cleanly by Paulson. Got it under the bag at first of Alabon for the out, and Wilkinson is retired for 3. 3 up and 3 down through 3 complete. Notre Dame with a 1-0 lead over West Haven. Back with the top of the 4th right after these messages. River Petroleum, proud sponsor of high school athletics right here on SportingNewsCT.com. If you're looking for good old-fashioned customer service, call Oyster River Petroleum and the Granville family. They've been around since 1987.
Considering an orthodontic treatment for you or your children? Dr. Philip Caparuso, a Notre Dame parent of 4, is conveniently located at the end of the Milford Green. Dr. Caparuso Caruso is a board-certified orthodontist and a preferred Invisalign provider. A proud GoGreenKnight.com sponsor, you can visit Dr. Caparuso online at drcaportho.com or call 203-874-5400. Let Dr. Caparuso bring out your best smile.
All right, welcome right back. Nice to be with you all as we move on to the top of inning number 4. Well-played ball game here today. 1-0 Notre Dame with a lead over West Haven. If you're just tuning in, the Green Knights scored their run in the top of the first inning with 2 outs. Archeolo drew a walk, took second base on an errant throw by the pitcher at the time, Cameron Stone, and then traveled to third on a pass ball on the continuation of that play. Ball was thrown into left field by Ricky Balzano, the catcher, and Archeolo walks home with the only run of the ball game. It's been a good pitching duel. This is Tyler Gambardella out in the mound now for the West Haven Blue Devils. Cameron Stone worked 2 full. Gambardella came on the third, allowed a base hit to Piurek, and that is about it. Notre Dame with a couple of hits in the ball game now. They have 2 hits and 1 hit for the West Haven Blue Devils. Both these teams, West Haven and Notre Dame West Haven, playing out of the Quinnipiac division of the SEC. That pitch upstairs. Quinnipiac division standings as of yesterday, as Al Carbone stays on top of things, the commissioner of the SEC. Xavier perfect in the division, 4-0 and 11-1 on the year. Here comes a 1-0. They made it to a state championship game a few years back. Tough loss to Pomperog, and Xavier trying to get back to that spot in Class L. Fairfield Prep at 3-1 in the division, 9-3 overall in the Quinnipiac division. Notre Dame is 2-2 in division play. That pitch over for the strike call to Zach Ballabon. Ballabon struck out his first time. He's ahead in the count here, 2 balls and 1 strike. Notre Dame 7-5 overall. Hampton at 1-3 in the division, 3-8 overall. West Haven 0-3 in divisional play in the Quinnipiac, and they are 7-5. Ground ball hit through the right side of the infield for a base hit. It was in on the hands of Ballabon. He had to fight it off, and he comes up with a leadoff single, 3rd hit of the game for Notre Dame. Had a hit in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd. Now a leadoff hit here in the 4th inning. And for the first time in the ball game, Notre Dame with a leadoff runner on, with Brandon Wynn stepping up to the plate. He struck out back in the 2nd. Cameron Stone went in there, walked 1, struck out 3, gave up just 1 base hit, and the run was unearned. So Wynn 0 for 1 on the afternoon for the Green Knights here at the top of the 4th. Facing Gambardella for the first time, that pitch outside. In the Oronoque division of the SEC, North Haven a perfect 4-0, 8-3 overall are the Indians. East Haven at 3-1, 5-7 overall. They're in second. Brantford 2-2 and 5-7. Career 1-3, 3-9 overall are the Oronoque. And Wilbur Cross rounding out the division at 0-5, 2-9 overall. Count quickly goes 2-0 to Brandon Wynn. Mike Levine on deck for Notre Dame. We're here at the top of the 4th inning. Ballabon with the lead away, leaning towards second base. Nick Price holding the runner, or at least trying to hold him tight at the bag at first. That ball falls straight back at us and had some of the fans flinching. Count goes 2 balls, 1 strike. In the Housatonic division, Amity 4-1, 9-2 overall. Shelton in second place, 3-1, 7-5 overall. Sheehan at 3-1, 5-5 overall. Then you have Cheshire 1-3, 4-6 overall. Lyman Hall 0-5, 0-11. That ball got away from the catcher, low and inside, taking second base is Ballabon. Going to call that one a wild pitch down into the dirt at the feet of the hitter Wynn. So with nobody out now, Notre Dame with a runner in scoring position at second. Outfield straight away. Carter, the center fielder, Stone in right, flanked to the right-hand side of the center fielder as he looks at home is Jason Wilkinson, the left fielder. Just a confusion. Count 3 balls, 1 strike to Win. Gambardella. The pitch. That ball hit through the infield. That's a base hit. Charged by Wilkinson. They'll hold the runner, Ballabon, at the bag at third. So now you got him on the corners. As Wynn comes up with a base hit. So consecutive hits. And Notre Dame trying to get something brewing here in the 4th inning with 2 on and nobody out. Levine to the plate. Levine 0 for 1 with a soft fly ball to center his first time. Brian Gargiulo on deck. In the Hammonasset division of the SEC, Daniel Hand at 3-2, leading the way, 6-5 overall. Guilford at 2-1, 6-5 overall. Jonathan Law 1-1, 6-6. In Foreign High School 2-4, in the Hammonasset division and 6-5 overall. So you can see very tight standings in the Hammonasset division. A little chat taking place out in the mound and making sure Gambardella and the catcher Balzano have it all together. Mike Anquilleri out there doing his thing, making sure everybody knows their assignments. Now the plate umpire will come on out to make sure everybody gets back to their respective spots. Here comes the Gambardella pitch. That ball swung at by Levine, hit very high, up in the air, coming over, making a nice play on the fly ball. Wilkinson on the catch. His quick throw to the infield, and certainly not in time to get Ballabon. He scampers home from third, and it's 2-0 Notre Dame. So Levine with a sac fly RBI. Remaining at first base, Brandon Wynn. He's got that gimpy ankle. So you got one down, a runner home. And Brian Gargiulo to the plate. He singled back in the second. He's 1 for 1, number 7 hitter in the Notre Dame lineup. So Wilkinson did a nice job to get to that fly ball, caught it with a bit of a leap, but there was no chance to get Ballabon, and he scores on the fly ball out. So 2-0 Notre Dame here in the fourth. Gargiulo takes ball 1. Here comes the pitch. Down low. Here comes the pitch, low and inside to Gargiulo. So the count now rides at 3 balls and no strikes, and Balzano wants to go out and have a chat with Gambardella. They've already paid 1 visit to the mound here in the top of the 4th inning. Notre Dame leading at 2-0 now. Gambardella trying to get out of this jam. Run home already. Got a runner at first. Just 1 down. Gargiulo already has a base hit today. Wesley Paulson awaiting on deck for the Green Knights. The pitch. Strike call. Gargiulo threw the bat away. He'll have to go find it. As he was summoned on back to swing again on the high strike call. Automatic strike call here on the 3-0 count. The count goes to 3-1 to Gargiulo. How often do you see that? Win with a short lead from the bag at first. Gambardella into the windup on the 3-1. That shot down the right field line, but foul. Gargiulo tried to turn on that. Out of town, it is Greenwich leading Central in high school baseball. Bridgeport Central 2-1. That report coming across the Twitter feed. Count full 3-2 to Gargiulo. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Gargiulo hits it high into the gap in right center, but it's going to hang up there, and Carter, covering a lot of ground, will chase it down and make the catch, and Gargiulo is retired. So Gargiulo tried to find the gap in right center. It just becomes a relatively long fly ball out in the spacious outfield here at Whitey Piurek Field. Symmetrical outfield with 335 down the lines, left and right, and about, looks like it says 390 to straightaway center field there. You really got to cloud it to get it out of here, straightaway center field. Matter of fact, in all the years, I've never seen one hit the straightaway center field out of here. I don't know if Brian Deneen has. Out of here, yeah. Chris Evero. They've cleared the alleys, but not straightaway center. And one go out to the softball field. Wow, that is a monstrous hit out. In right field, you've seen some hit out there? Yeah, it's a clout to get it out there. Count 0-1 to Paulson. Paulson on the afternoon 0 for 1 with a ground ball out to the first baseman. 2 out, win at first. Curveball dips in. The count goes 0-2 to Wesley Paulson. Aiden Burton on deck for Notre Dame. 2-0. Green Knights leading. They scored 1 in the first. They've added a run here in the fourth. Tyler Gambardella with the glove high. Right-handed pitch, and that is going to be fouled off. Gambardella started in center field today. Came on in relief of Cameron Stone to begin the third. I think that was a planned substitution with Stone going out the right field. Just seemed that way. Gambardella into the windup. The 1-2 down low. Count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Paulson. Aiden Burton awaiting on deck. Outfielders remain just about straight away, basking in the bright sunshine. Gambardella, right-handed. With the glove held high. Here comes a 2-2 and sizzles one up high and inside. The count goes full at 3-2. Count full, 3-2, 2 out. Brandon Wynn at the bag at first. Should be off with the pitch. Price trying to hold him a little tight. Tyler Gambardella looking for his first strikeout of the afternoon. Will throw to the bag at first, and Wynn gets back underneath the sweep tag of Nicky Price. Count full, 3-2, 2 out. Amendola now working with a 2-run lead. When he comes out, ground ball is going to be slapped up the middle and past the Brand baseball glove and in the center for a base hit. So a good bit of hitting by Paulson, taking that one up the middle. That's his first hit of the ball game. Third hit of the inning for the Green Knights of Notre Dame. They now have 5 hits in the ball game. They got runners at first and second for Aiden Burton.
Next pitcher.
Burton with a base hit
Aiden Burton.
could potentially collect an RBI. They're going to have a pinch runner come on now for Wynn. Wynn certainly, as we mentioned, is hobbled by injury. So coming up for Notre Dame to pinch run is that Christopher Stankiewicz that went out there to pinch run? Yes, indeed. So Stankiewicz is out there for the Green Knights of Notre Dame. He'll bring some speed to the bases. And also going to have a pinch hitter coming up here, James Davins. So Davins a hit for Burton with re-entry, of course, which is a great rule. Terrific rule, I think, in high school baseball to get more kids involved. And Davins up now in a big spot here for Notre Dame as they try to lengthen their 2-0 lead. So he's hitting for the catcher, Aiden Burton. First pitch is ball 1 for Gambardella. Notre Dame with 2 on. Stankiewicz down at the bag at second. And at first is Paulson. Count 1 ball, no strikes to the pinch hitter, James Davins. Played hockey for Bill Gerosa, a team that made it all the way to the state championship game. Tough loss to Fairfield Prep, had a 2-0 lead. Oh, I don't want to let the GoGreenKnight.com fans remember that one. 2 balls, no strikes to count to Davins. The pitch, strike call, high and outside, strike call. Count goes 2-1, but an interesting strike zone here tonight. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 out, 2 on for Notre Dame. Outfield straight away. Gambardella will throw to the bag at first, and they say safe over there. That was a great move by Gambardella. Nearly caught Paulson on the wrong foot. Just got back under the tag of Nick Price. Very close play at the bag at first. Count remains 2-1. Gambardella takes a look at the baseball. Now he's ready. Runners will lead from the bags, first and second. Here comes the 2-1 pitch up a tad high. The count goes 3-1. Top of the order, and Zach Corwick on deck for Notre Dame. He's 1 for 2. Had a base hit off of Gambardella back in the 3rd inning. Gambardella trying to get out of this 2-out, 2-on jam. Giving up a run here in the fourth on a sac fly, RBI off the bat of Levine. Here comes the pitch, fouled straight back. Count goes full, 3-2 to Dabbins. Count 3-2, 2-out and 2-on. Runners will lead from the bag. Middle infielders are ready. Gambardella taking his time right now. Time has been called, so Dabbins will back out of that left-hander's batter's box. Now he's settling back in. Dabbins can play some first base, outfield. He's a junior. Here comes a 3-2 pitch, and he spoils it off. The runners were going. Count remains full at 3-2. Talking to our friends earlier today at CPTV Sports and their potential of coming out and covering some of the SEC events as that pitch is up high to Dabbins. That is ball 4. That is the second walk issued by West Haven pitching today, the first by Gambardella, and that's going to load the bases for the top of the order in Zach Corwin. Stankiewicz goes to the bag at third. Paulson up to second. Dabbins, a pinch hitter, takes the bag at first, now becomes a runner. So Piurek, who struck out in the first, singled in the third to the plate. Gambardella now in a big jam. Can't give up a base hit here. At least one run will score. Of course, it can score in a variety of ways. Notre Dame scored a run the first without a base hit due to a couple of West Haven errors. Curveball in there for the strike. Big pitch. Gambardella, the right-hander, into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and the count goes to 0-2 to Zach Corwin. Into the windup. Tyler Gambardella, the pitch. Breaks off the catch is mid of Belzano. They're going to send the runner home. The tag, and safe under the tag of Gambardella is Stankiewicz, the pinch runner. So the speed pays off as that ball got away from the catcher, and Notre Dame opens up a 3-0 lead. They're going to rule that a wild pitch or a pass ball low and inside. Tough call right there. Going to call that a pass ball, allowing the runner to score. Moving up a bag was Paulson the third, Dabbins the second. Notre Dame scoring all different ways today. That ball fouled off by Piurek. So 3-0. Notre Dame leading. One in the first and two here in the fourth inning for the 3-0 lead over West Haven. And Piurek with a long at bat here to count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's a ground ball hit to the right side of the infield. Good bit of hitting by Piurek. 1 run will score. They're going to send the runner from second. The throw will be cut off. Paulson scores. Dabbins the follow. And that is a 2-run base hit by Zach Piurek. So 2 RBIs for Piurek, and Notre Dame is up their lead to 5-0. They put a crooked number 4 up on the board here.
Next shortstop number 27, Mike Corso.
Here comes the pitch to Michael Corso. Corso has reached on a fielder's choice, officially 0 for 2 today with a liner to the second baseman thrown on in. So Notre Dame with 4 here in the fourth and a 5-0 lead. Leadoff single by Ballamon got it going. Here comes a pitch. That ball hits solidly, and it's going to line right to the left fielder, Wilkinson. It never came down. Had a little bit of topspin on it, but Corso hit it right at the left fielder. Wilkinson's done a nice job out there fielding it. Notre Dame puts up 4, and they take a 5-0 lead through 3.5. In the inning, they score a total of 4 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. There was a walk and 1 runner left on base. All right, we'll be back with the bottom of the 4th. Notre Dame leads at 5-0 over West Haven.
Good morning, Curtis Ryan. Congratulations.
Hi, Curtis Ryan. I just brought my new Honda in for the first free oil change, and they're even washing it. We got such a great deal on that car, and everyone here is so easy to work with. Thank you, Curtis Ryan.
For a limited time, your first month's payment is on us, up to $500 on select 2012 models. Call Curtis Ryan and Shelton for details.
For the last 10 years, Federico and Seti has served individuals and business clients throughout the Northeast. Originally founded by Mark Federico, class of 72, the current principals are Michael Federico, Notre Dame class of 82, and Lynn Seti, Sacred Heart Academy class of 82. Providing accounting, tax, audit, and consulting services, Federico and Seti is the perfect company for your personal, corporate, estate, and gift tax returns. A proud sponsor of GoGreenKnights.com, call Federico and Seti at 203-248-9966 for all your accounting needs.
All right, welcome right back here to Whitey Piurek Field on the campus of West Haven High School on a beautiful afternoon. Notre Dame with 4 at the top of the 4th. Now a 5-0 lead. Amendola facing Mike Brand, and Brand skies one to the center fielder, Drew Archiolo. And Brand retired on a pitch, and you have one down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Brings up Cameron Stone. Stone started the day as the pitcher for the West Haven Blue Devils. The pitch for 2 innings. Really had not gotten any significant trouble at all, and they moved him out to right field. And Amendola moved from center to pitch. So Stone to the plate. He singled back in the 2nd inning. The only time West Haven has really put together a threat here today against John Amendola was the 2nd inning when Stone collected the leadoff single and Price walked, but they were stranded at the bags because Amendola with 3 consecutive strikeouts. He has struck out 7 already in the ball game, and he has walked just 1. He's given up 1 base hit. That hit to Stone back in the 2nd. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That's low and away, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Outfield straight away. Levine in left. Archiolo in center. Gargiulo remains in right field for Notre Dame. Balaban playing behind the bag at first. 2-1 pitch. Hit very high in the foul territory, first base side. Balaban calls, and he'll make the catch as he tumbles down on a back pedal. And Stone is retired on a foul pop up to the third baseman. Good work there by Balaban to find it with that bright sunshine. He had to look into it. So you got 2 down, nobody on, and Nick Price on the plate. He walked. So he's making his first official plate appearance here today is Nick Price, the first baseman for West Haven. Here comes the pitch. Missed outside, ball 1. Matt Carter on deck. This has been a steady competitor all year long for West Haven, anchoring that bag at first. Amendola into the windup at the 1-0. Curve ball down low, and the count goes 2 balls, no strikes. 2 out. Nobody on. The bases are empty here in the bottom of the 4th. Notre Dame with a 5-0 lead. They scored 1 in the 1st. They added 4 in the 4th. John Amendola, the pitch. And that missed. Bring you a lot of high school activity on GoGreenKnights.com next week as we bring you a couple of baseball games, lacrosse games. Pitch in for the strike. I know on Saturday night their outstanding concert, spring concert, will be a live web stream. 3-1 pitch. Little number hit to the third baseman, charged by Piurek. Picks it up, throws over to the bag at first, and it gets away from Balaban. It was going to be a base hit for Price anyhow. The umpire at first had already signaled a safe call when he crossed the bag, so really no chance for Piurek on that little number to get him there as he charged it. Brings up Matt Carter, so that goes as an infield base hit. Carter struck out back in the 2nd. Amendola struck out the side twice here today. That base hit, just the 2nd of the game for West Haven. And only the third base runner that pitched down low, and Burton with a nice stop behind the plate. Count goes 1 ball, no strikes to Carter. Gary Donovan awaiting on deck. Amendola. the pitch to the plate. Missed outside. Amendola, the 2-0 ground ball hit down to the second baseman. Paulson will gobble it up. And on the first for the out, and Carter retired 4-3. So in the bottom of the fourth for West Haven, no runs, no hits. There was a walk, I should say a base hit, that infield base hit, excuse me, and one left on base. So no runs and one hit. They have two in the ball game. We're back with the top of the fifth. Notre Dame with a 5-0 lead.
Oyster River Petroleum, proud sponsor of high school athletics right here on SportingNewsCT.com. If you're looking for good old-fashioned customer service, call Oyster River Petroleum and the Granville family. They've been around since 1987.
New Haven Foot Surgeons and Milford Podiatry Associates specialize in medical and surgical care of the foot and ankle. They have a state-licensed surgical center with a physical therapy center available for all patients. Physicians include Notre Dame graduates David and Robert Novicki, along with Martin Pressman, James Krantz, and Jesse Parks. They are affiliated with the 3 major New Haven area hospitals, and they participate with most health insurance carriers. With locations in New Haven, Hamden, Milford, and Ansonia, New Haven Foot Surgeons and Milford Podiatry Associates is your GoGreenKnight.com connection to healthier feet. Visit them online at MilfordPodiatry.com.
Oyster River Petroleum, proud sponsor of high school athletics right here on SportingNewsCT.com. If you're looking for good old-fashioned customer service, call Oyster River Petroleum and the Granville family. They've been around since 1987.
All right, welcome right back. New pitcher on the mound for the West Haven Blue Devils as we move into the top of the fifth inning. It's Matt Carter. Carter's played all over the place today. Started in right, moved to center when Gambardella came on in relief of Cameron Stone, and now he's on the mound. So 3 different positions today for Matt Carter, the right-hander, going through his warm-up. Cameron Stone actually worked the first 2 innings, giving up 1 run unearned for West Haven. Gambardella came on and worked the 3rd and the 4th. He got roughed up a bit in the 4th inning as he gave up 4 runs on 4 hits. 1 runner was left on base. So we'll see Matt Carter, 3rd pitcher being utilized today by the West Haven Blue Devils. Carter is going to face Drew Archiolo, number 3 hitter, then Zach Ballambon, the cleanup hitter, and Brandon Wynn, the designated hitter for Notre Dame, here in the top of the 5th inning. So the Green Knights on top 5-0 as Carter is ready to go. Balzano out to have a quick chat. Notre Dame, 1 in the first. Archiolo, a 2-out walk, took second base on an errant throw on a pickoff drive, took 3rd on a pass ball. The ball was thrown in the center field when they tried to get him at 3rd, and he waltzed home. And then in the 4th inning, leadoff single by Ballambon, Win single, sac fly, RBI. Off the bat of Mike Levine, brought home a run, and Archiolo bats that foul 3rd base side. After an out, Paulson singled, a walk to Burton, and then Corwick drove home a pair with a 2-run single. Ballambon, by the way, had scored on a pass ball. So they have scored on an error and a pass ball. Sac fly and a 2-run single here today. Ground ball chopped out of the second baseman. Took a hop that I could field. Instead, he moves it onto the bag at first, and Drew Archiolo is retired. I still think I could have fielded that, even at my ripe old age. Archiolo retired 4-3-1 down. Brings up Zach Ballambon. Archiolo now in the ball game is 0 for 2 with a walk run scored. Ballambon at the plate, he has struck out, singled in the 4th as we spoke about, and scored a run on the pass ball. Fouls that up. He was also pushed along on a wild pitch. So it has not been cleanly played today by the West Haven Blue Devils. A couple of errors back in the 1st. Wild pitch putting a runner in position. Pass ball, allowing a runner to score. And that's laced up the middle by Ballambon. He hung with that high fastball, and he just drove it up the middle for a 1-out base hit. So Ballambon with his 2nd hit of the game. Notre Dame with a one-out base runner here for Brandon Wynn.
Batting next designated hitter number
Green
25,
Knights with a
Brandon
total of
Wynn.
7 hits now overall, as Wynn will step on in. Brandon today struck out in the second, singled and scored in the fourth. He actually didn't score the run. They had a pinch runner come on. That was Stankiewicz who crossed the plate. Curveball, and Wynn wanted that, missed it, and fouled it off. He took a big rip. Count 0-1 to Brandon Wynn. Mike Levine awaiting on deck for the Green Knights. Ballabon will try to lengthen that lead for the bag at first. Leans a bit towards second. Price trying to hold him tight. They throw that way, and he dives on back. Wilkinson in left. Gambardella's moved back to center field. Cam Stone remains in right field defensively for West Haven. Price and Setti on the right side of the infield. Brandon Donovan on the left side. That pitch down to the dirt will get away, and down to the bag at second goes Ballabon with a big swing as Elzano had to go chase it down. So that curveball down into the dirt. Ballabon on the wild pitch will take second base. It's been a tough afternoon for Ricky Balzano behind the plate today. He's had balls at his feet on numerous occasions. So now Wynn with one out with a runner in scoring position. The count is even at 1-1 to Brandon Wynn. Carter looking in for the side. Ballabon with a lead from the bag, and that pitch missed up high. And the count goes 2 balls and 1 strike to Brandon Wynn. The excitement of track and field. You can hear the yells in the background. There's a ground ball. It's going to find its way through past the dive of Setti. Right in the bag at third is Ballabon. It's fielded by Stone, and he'll throw it to the cutoff, and the Green Knights add another. The lead grows to 6-0 on an RBI base hit by Brandon Wynn as he found a hole to the right side. And the Green Knights have another one on the board with Mike Levine coming to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a sac fly RBI. And a fly ball to the center fielder back in the second. Collected the RBI on the sac fly in the 4th inning did Mike Levine. Brian Gargiulo waiting on deck. Wynn with a lead from the bag at first. Pitch missed a little high from Matt Carter. We're here at the top of the 5th inning. Notre Dame leading. It's 6-0 now. 1 in the first, 4 in the 4th. They've added a run here in the 5th inning. Carter from the stretch works from the belt. Over the top fastball in for the strike call. Carter trying to settle things down on the mound. Balzano to set the target, and the pitch right a little high. Looked like he wanted to turn that over, never broke down. Count goes 2-1 to Levine. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch to Levine, a little high. And the count goes to 3-1. You go 1 on, run home. Win at first with an RBI base hit. Carter with a long look in. Takes a peek at the runner at first. Here comes a 3-1 pitch down low. He lost him, and Levine draws a walk. That's the first walk issued by Carter as he came on here in the 5th inning. So now you got runners at first and second with just 1 out.
Batting next to right fielder number 5.
And Brian Gargiulo stepping up. He has singled and hit a fly ball to center. So he's 0 for 1 as Brian Gargiulo. Wesley Paulson awaiting on deck for the Green Knights. We're here in the top of the 5th inning. Carter from the belt into the windup and the pitch. That ball sprayed foul. And the count 0-1. So count 0-1 to Brian Gargiulo. Runners at first and second for Notre Dame with 1 down. Outfield remains straight away for the Westies. Creeping in behind the runner at second base is Joe Setti. Now he's back to his spot. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Nice stop by Balzano. Had to go into the left-hander's batter's box to find it. He wants to have a quick chat with McCarty. I think they got mixed up on the sign right there. And they'll chat things over. Notre Dame hitting the baseball today. They've been a bit anemic hitting the ball this year. Of course, 2 of their key offensive stars out of the lineup with Greg Zullo and Griffin Garabedian. Of course, they both hope to be back in time for the CIAC tournament. With a win today, Notre Dame will qualify for the tournament. West Haven in the same boat. They need a win to qualify. They still have plenty of games remaining, however, on their schedules, respectively. Both teams coming in with 12 games under their belt at 7-5. Play a 20-game regular season here in the state of Connecticut. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. The pitch of the plate, Gargiulo trying to hold off, and he did. They appeal, and they say no swing, count 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gargiulo. So Gargiulo did a good job to hold off on that high fastball from Matt Carter. Carter from the stretch. The 2-2. Down a little low. Count goes full, 3-2 to Brian Gargiulo. Wesley Paulson on deck for the Green Knights. Carter, very deliberate worker out there in the mound. And Cameron Stone, who worked real quick. Here comes the 3-2 ground ball. Hit down to the second baseman. Fielded by Seti. Out at the bag at second. On the first. They got the double play. Boy, do they need that. Well turned there by the West Haven Blue Devils, 4, 6, and 3. That will end the inning. Notre Dame puts up a run, win with the RBI base hit. We'll be back with the bottom of 5. And your score, Notre Dame leading West Haven 6-0. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Ivy League Landscaping is a family-owned, full-service design and build landscape company which services Southern Connecticut. We offer digital landscape design and installation. Our interlocking concrete paver system will add beauty to your patio and walkway. We share our location with our own Soundview Landscape Supply. Please visit us at 50 Industry Drive in West Haven. Ivy League Landscaping, from custom design to seasonal maintenance and supplies. Visit our website at ivyleaguelandscaping.com.
Oyster River Petroleum, proud sponsor of high school athletics right here on SportingNewsCT.gov. If you're looking for good old-fashioned customer service, call Oyster River Petroleum and the Granfield family. They've been around since 1987.
All right, right back here at Whitey Piurek Field. Nice to be with you all as we travel into the bottom of inning number 5. Gary Donovan, Ricky Balzano, Joe Seti, the scheduled hitters against John Amendola.
Third baseman number 12, Gary Donovan.
It will be Donovan to lead it off. He's 0 for 1. He is struck out. Count quickly goes 1 ball, no strikes to Donovan. Donovan playing third base today for the West Haven Blue Devils. Westy's trying to put together some offense against John Amendola. Amendola has struck out 7 here today. Hasn't had a strikeout since third. Had 3 strikeouts in the first. He struck out the side in the second. Had a strikeout in the third. Got a fly ball out, a little foul pop up, and a ground ball out in the fourth. Here comes a 1-1. That's off the end of the bat foul. Notre Dame's outfield remains the same. Levine in left, the center fielder Archiolo, and right field Brian Gargiulo. Balaban playing behind the bag at first. Paulson playing deep at second. Corso the shortstop, and Piurek at third. Ground ball, and that's chopped foul down the first base side. Amendola, a right-hander. Long look in. Burton will set the target behind the plate. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, fouled straight back, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Amendola into the windup. Here comes the right-hander's pitch. The fastball popped up, foul territory, and will nick the screen off to the first base side. Amendola's been in command throughout with that strike out of the side in the first. Ran into a problem of 2 in the second inning when Stone reached on a leadoff single, then he walked Price, and then he struck out the side to get out of the jam. That pitch down low, and the count goes even at 2-2. Westy's got a 2-out base runner in the fourth inning off that single by Nick Price, so they've had a couple of hits in the ballgame. I think Notre Dame with 8 hits, if I'm remembering correctly. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch missed outside. The count goes full at 3-2. West Haven softball leading 4-0 today, and there's a strike 3 call. Donovan was starting towards the bag at first, and he's rung up on a called strikeout. 8th strikeout of the ball game for John Amendola as he paints the outside corner again. All 8 strikeouts have been called strikeouts here today, and Ricky Balzano to the plate, called out on strikes in the second inning. So you got 1 down to start the bottom of the 5th inning. And Amendola has been dominating with the strikeout pitch here today. Balzano 0 for 1, Seti awaits on deck. Ricky, the number 8 hitter in the lineup here for this West Haven team. That pitch, a strike call over the outside corner. I don't know who the Blue Devils are playing in softball today, but maybe we can find that out. Sacred Heart, playing Sacred Heart today, the sister school of Notre Dame. I should have guessed. Here comes the 0-1. Oh, that sizzles over the head of the batter, Balzano, to the backstop. The count 1-1. That one got away from Amendola. Madison Watts with a 2-run triple for the Westies to help build that 6-0 lead. That pitch is fouled off and out of play. First base side. Amendola peeks over the glove. Count is 1-2 to Balzano. Takes a long look in. Now he's ready. Into the windup. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss as he missed the fastball. Balzano swung through it. 9 strikeouts now in the game for Amendola. And it brings up Joe Seti. Struck out to begin the 3rd inning. That's when Amendola went through a flurry of 4 consecutive strikeouts. He now has 9 in the ball game. Big John into the windup. Here comes the pitch, and that's a high fastball. Swing and a miss by Seti. Top of the order, and Tyler Gambardella are waiting on deck for West Haven. I'd like to report that the West Haven hockey rink has a brand new Zamboni. No ice right now at the home of the Blue Devils, but the Zamboni is parked there. There's a pop foul into the screen. Burton tried to get over there. If he could have climbed the fence, he maybe could have made the catch. That's awfully high up there. That's probably higher than those rock walls. You know those rock walls that you can go climb up the rocks? I think it's much higher than that. Count 0-2 now to Joe Seti. Amendola looking in, the right-hander, looking for the strikeout. If he gets a strikeout here, it'll be the 3rd inning of the ball game in which he has struck out the side. We're in the bottom of the 5th, 6-0 Notre Dame. The pitch, that missed outside. The count goes 1-2 to Seti. Amendola, outfield playing very shallow for Seti, the number 9 hitter. Here comes the 1-2. That ball spoiled off towards the swamp off to our right. I see some water over there. Swamp's still over there. Must have been low tide when I drove in. Now it's higher tide. I don't know what time high tide is here today. Should probably check that out in preparation for baseball games here at Whitey Piurek Field. Here comes the 1-2, 2-out pitch, foul back. Count remains 1-2. Seti doing a good job of spoiling off some pitches. In the bottom of the 5th. Unless he's trying to get something going here. Amendola's 1-2, and he went around. He strikes out. Couldn't hold back. 10th strikeout in the ball game for John Amendola as he strikes out the side in the 5th. We're back with the top of the 6th. Notre Dame in command, 6-0 over to West Haven.
Notre Dame errors after 5 innings of play. Scores.
Many times bad things happen to good people. A car accident, a divorce, a loved one is arrested. Things you just can't prepare for. Zingaro and Cretella specialize in civil litigation, family law, and criminal defense. A leading New Haven and Fairfield County general practice law firm established in 2001, attorneys Gene Zingaro and Don Cretella, ND class of 1986, who thankfully is a much better lawyer than it was a receiver for me, will guide you and help you make an informed and rational decision in a difficult time. Visit them at www.theconnecticutdefenders.com. Zingaro and Cretella is a law firm you can trust.
As Network Group, we are committed to offering simple and meaningful solutions to your complex problems. We work hard to achieve the highest levels of quality in our solutions to help your customers meet their challenging business needs. We're committed to delivering technology management solutions that offer security, reliability, availability, and performance. Visit our website, thebusinessnetworkgroup.com, for more information.
Come right back. Nice to be with you all. Talking to Mike Madera, who covers, West Haven sports like nobody else. I think he's at every sporting event that takes place. I don't know how he does it. Must use a lot of gas, as he's all over the place. And he's here today watching this one as Green Knights of Notre Dame move into the top of the sixth inning with a 6-0 lead, 1 in the first, 4 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth inning. Take command here, and Wesley Paulson to lead it off. Paulson today 1 for 2 with a run scored, singled in the fourth. Matt Carter out the mound here in the sixth inning for West Haven, and the pitch is a strike call. Count quickly goes 0-1. Westies have come up with the defensive gem of the day, the 4-6-3 double play, which ended the fifth. That's how strange baseball is. Here comes the 0-1. That's a strike call over the outside corners. Paulson perhaps didn't hold back. Count 0-2 to Wesley Paulson. Aiden Burton on deck, the catcher for Notre Dame. Carter, the right-hander, into the windup. 0-2 pitch. Tad high. Count goes 1-2. The Westies have had some problems. They've committed a couple of errors. Been a pass ball or two, a wild pitch or two, and they turn a delightful-looking 4-6-3 double play back in the fifth. Carter, low 1-2 pitch, down low, checking the swing with Paulson. Carter back up on top of the mound. Right-hander looking in. Outfield straight away behind. Here comes the 2-2 pitch down low. If you're just tuning in, Carter is the third pitcher being utilized today by West Haven. Cam Stone worked the first two, gave up 1 run. It was unearned. And then he moved out the right field. The center fielder, Tyler Gambardella, came on the pitch with Carter going to center from right field. He worked a couple of innings, got banged up for 4 in the fourth. Carter came on in the fifth, gave up a run. He remains in the ball game here in the sixth. Outfield is Wilkeson in left field. Gambardella now in center, and Cam Stone in right field defensively for the Westies. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, and that's a strike 3 call. Paulson rung up. He thought it was ball 4. Plate umpire has done that to all batters today. That is the first strikeout in the game for Carter. And third overall for West Haven pitcher. That's going to bring up Aiden Burton. Burton in the game has walked and scored, also popped up to the shortstop in front of the bag at second. So Carter working with 1 down, nobody on. That pitch curves in, strike call. Top of the order, and Zach Colwick on deck for the Green Knights of Notre Dame as we're in the top of the sixth. Here comes the 0-1. That ball is going to be fouled off of the batter, Aiden Burton. It certainly didn't hit him where it hurts because he didn't hobble at all. He's A-OK is Burton. Obviously, that's easy to say up here. Carter, eager to throw on the mound. He's ahead of the hitter, 0-2. He's into the windup. Pitch up high. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carter trying to find that rhythm out in the mound. Looking for his second consecutive strikeout. That pitch, and he went around. Did Burton, couldn't hold back. Good pitch right there as Carter teased him. has a second consecutive strikeout now
Batting next
in the ball game for Matt Carter, 4th overall for West Haven pitching, and you have 2 down. It brings up Zach Corwick. Corwick having a nice day at the plate today. He's 2 for 3 with a 2-run base hit back in the 4th inning. He also struck out, so he's 2 for 3 with a couple of RBIs. Here comes the pitch to Corwick, swings and fouls it off. Belzano behind the plate. He's been there all game. Nick Price at first base. Joe Setti at second. Mike Brand at shortstop. Gary Donovan at third base defensively for West Haven. Carter, the 0-1. Down a little low. Checking in on some other scores. Fairfield Ludlow leading Ward 7-0 in softball play, 6.5 through in that one. Final in baseball, Northwestern over Granby today, 7-0. Zach August picking up the win. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, ground ball, and that's to the left side of the infield. Base hit for Corwick, his 3rd of the game. So he's a 2-out base runner now for Mike Corso. Corso, a soft liner the 2nd, has reached on the field his choice and also hit a fly ball out to the left fielder.
Batting next shortstop, number 27, Mike Corso.
Well, we had mentioned earlier that West Haven had a sizable lead over Sacred Heart in softball play today. Sacred Heart has found their bats. They have tied it up at 7 through 7. So they're steamrolling back into that one against the Blue Devils. A ball hit high in the air, kind of golfed up there, very shallow left field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. And the shortstop Brand going out, Wilkinson coming on in, and it fell between, and Corso will reach. And had some eyes on it. I don't know if there was some miscommunication between the left fielder and the shortstop, but it fell in between them. And neither guy really close enough to try to make a play on that. So kind of interesting. 6-0 here, Notre Dame leading in the top of the 6th inning. John Armandola pitching a gem today for Notre Dame. Count goes 1 ball, no strikes, 2-2 Archiolo. Archiolo has walked and scored in the 1st, hit into a force out at end of the 3rd, and he's also grounded out 4-3 today is Drew, number 3 hitter in the lineup, center fielder for Notre Dame. That pitch strike call. Zach Ballabon, the first baseman, awaits on deck. Outfield remains straight away. Runners lead from 1st and 2nd for the Green Knights. The pitch down low, and the count rides to 2 balls and 1 strike. Talking earlier about the lack of rain during this cold spring we've had. Oh, today's beautiful, however. 33% rainfall deficit at this time. It's a lot of rain. Runners will lead from 1st and 2nd. 2 down and 2 on. Count 2-2. Choose a wild here in the top of the 6th inning. The 2-2 pitch, ground ball, hit up the middle, fielded on the backhand side by Setti, and he gets the force at the bag. Good play by Setti to make sure that ball stayed in front as he went sliding on down to the knees. Archiolo hits at the force out that ends the 6th. So Notre Dame, they get a couple on, but come up empty, no runs, 2 hits, and 2 runners left on base. Green Knights with a total of 8, 9, 10 hits in the ball game now. And they have the lead over West Haven, 6-0. We'll return after this.
Oyster River Petroleum, proud sponsor of high school athletics right here on SportingNewsCT.com. If you're looking for good old-fashioned customer service, call Oyster River Petroleum and the Granville family. They've been around since 1987.
Considering an orthodontic treatment for you or your children? Dr. Philip Caparuso, a Notre Dame parent of 4, is conveniently located at the end of the Milford Green. Dr. Caparuso is a board-certified orthodontist and a preferred Invisalign provider. A proud GoGreenKnight.com sponsor, you can visit Dr. Caparuso online at drcaportho.com or call 203-874-5400. Let Dr. Caparuso bring out your best smile.
All right, right back here at the historic Whitey Piurek Field. Of course, Whitey, one of the all-time great baseball coaches in the history of Connecticut high school play, and certainly deserving to have his name as part of this outstanding baseball facility as we move into the bottom of the 6th inning. John Amendola has been terrific out in the mound today for the Green Knights of Notre Dame. He's struck out 10. He's been stingy giving up the base hits. He's only given up a couple according to my scorebook. I never keep a great-looking scorebook. But anyways, Tyler Gambardella leading things off here. He has struck out, hit a fly ball out. So Tyler, the leadoff hitter for West Haven, is 0 for 2. They're facing Amendola now for the 3rd time here today. Big John into the windup with a leg kick and the pitch inside. Count goes to 2-0. Jason Wilkinson and Michael Brand scheduled to follow for the Westies. Notre Dame's outfield has remained consistent with Levine and Lepp. 2-0 pitch, strike call. Archiolo in center and Gargiulo in right field defensively. Infield likewise with, well, from first all the way around to third, Ballabon, Paulson, Corso, and Corwick. The pitch. And that's through Corso and into left field. Burton, by the way, behind the plate. Well, that was kind of a dipping liner. And I think Corso thought that ball might skip on up, and it just kind of squibbed along and out of the glove. And we'll get the official scoring on that from my man Mike Madera. Going to call that a base hit? Okay. Brian Deneen's going to be my official scorer and call that a base hit. Back in my day, I might have called that an error. Brian Deneen. Brian must have played softball, not the hardball. There's a ball well struck out the left field. Coming on, the left fielder, Levine, and he had to play it safely on a hop. As Wilkinson turned on it and top spins that ball out to left field for a base hit. So consecutive hits. And you got runners at first and second here in the 6th inning. I'm just going to mention that this would be the time West Haven needs to make a run at the Green Knights. Is here in the 6th inning with 1, 2, and 3 coming to the plate. Now Michael Brand steps up. He's 0 for 2. That's the first hit for Wilkinson today. And with 2 at-bats, West Haven has doubled up their hit totals now to 4. Amendola into the windup. The pitch bends it in for the strike call to Michael Brand, who's 0 for 2. Cameron Stone awaiting on deck. As it sits right now, Stone on the hook to take the tough loss here. He worked just 2, gave up that unearned run in the first. Amendola's 0-1 down low. Nice stop by Burton behind the plate. So runners at first and second for West Haven. It is only the 2nd time of the game they have put 2 runners on in the same inning. They did it back in the 2nd when Stone and Price led off with a base hit walk respectively. So they threatened again here in the 6th inning. What did Amendola do after he allowed 2 runners and nobody out? He struck out the side. There's a swing and a miss, and the count goes 1-2. John with 10 strikeouts on the afternoon here into the 6th inning. Outfield remains just about straight away. Middle infielders at double play depth. With a 6-0 lead, Notre Dame feeling comfortable right now, but West Haven threatening. Here comes a 1-2. A couple runs home, and all of a sudden I think the Green Knights might have some second thoughts on that statement that they feel like they have a comfortable lead here. Amendola from the stretch. Into the windup. The 2-2. Curveball. Check swing. And they appeal. They say no swing by Michael Brand. Count now full at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Pitch to the plate. Ground ball. Corso trying to get to it on the backhand side. Cannot. And a run's going to score. Ball fielded by Levine and cut off by Corwick. Great bit of hitting by Brand, and he just got it past the glove. Good effort by Corso to try to get it as he went tumbling along. But Brand with an RBI base hit, and the Westies are on the board at 6-1. Gambardella scoring from the bag at second. So now you get runners at first and second. Still nobody out here in the 6th inning, and Cameron Stone stepping up to the plate. So West Haven trying to nibble away at the Notre Dame lead. It's now 6-1. They are threatening with 2 on, nobody out. Stone, a good hitter. Stone is singled and popped up in the foul territory. To Zach Balabon did that back in the 4th. Amendola into the windup. The 0-1 to Stone down low. Ball got away from Burton, but not too far. Wilkinson down the bag at second. Was jumping around out there, but Burton just picked the ball up and delivered it back to John Amendola. No need to throw it around if you're a Green Knight defender right now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, 2 on. Pitch to the plate to Stone, and he popped it up. It's going to drift to shallow center field. Archeolo will make a long run on in to make the catch, and Stone on a very shallow fly ball to center will record it as. Makes the out, and you have 1 down, 2 on, and brings up Nick Price. Price is singled and walked today.
First baseman number 10, Nick Price.
Number 5 hitter in the lineup. Big base hit here would certainly help out the Blue Devils' cause. With 2 on and 1 out. Run home here in the 6th inning. 6-1 Notre Dame leading. The pitch to the plate. Down low into the dirt. Burton, nice stop. This has been the most difficult inning thus far for Amendola. Really sailed along, allowing just 2 hits through 5. Has given up 3 hits here in the 6th. Here comes the 1-0. Down the dirt. Blocked down by Burton. Runner trying to take third. The throw and sliding in safely. Jason Wilkinson. So he slides in, does Jason. Ball got away. It was down the dirt. I guess I'd record that a wild pitch, allowing the runner to advance from second to third. It's interesting. Michael Brand remained anchored at the bag at first. Will that come back to haunt him because the double play ball's still in effect here for Notre Dame? I wonder why Brand didn't go right there. He didn't read the play. He'll lead away from the bag at first. So they're on the corners. Infield at double play depth in the middle. They throw to the bag at first, and Balabon had a leap for it. Amendola looked to third through the first. So Price now with runners on the corners at first and third. The pitch. That ball looped over the outstretched glove of Corso and in the left field for a base hit, and they nibble away with another run. Wilkinson will score to make it 6-2. That's an RBI base hit for Nicky Price. That is the 4th hit of the inning. Now you got runners at first and second.
Next pitcher, number 3, Matt
But just
Carter.
went down, and Matt Carter stepping up to the plate. Started the game as a right fielder. He's now the pitcher for West Haven. So the Westies trying to put together a rally here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch down low. Amendola does not look as comfortable as he had earlier on. Beginning to struggle to find the strike zone. He's given up a slew of hits here in the inning. Out of town, West Haven softball now leading Sacred Heart 8-7 in the top of the 8th. Here comes the 1-0 ground ball. Hit slowly. Corso's going to have to hurry it. Scoops, throws onto the bag at first, not in time. You could tell it was trouble when it left the bat. Corso gave it a chase. He had to be aware of the runner going second to third. May have slowed down their charge a little bit as Stone able to move to third. Price up a bag, and Matt Carter with an infield base hit has loaded the bases here. And now they're coming out to have a quick chat with John Amendola as Luke Kessler trying to settle things down. Bases loaded, 1 out for the West Haven Blue Devils, and Gary Donovan stepping up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts.
Batting next, third baseman number 12.
On a big spot here for the number 7 hitter in the West Haven lineup, Gary Donovan. He's been called out twice on strikes. 6-2, Notre Dame leads. Only 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning with the bases jammed. The pitch, ground ball. Hit to Piurek at third. He's going to go across the diamond for the out there. So they get the shore out. Brand will score to make it 6-3. Donovan retired 5-3 RBI. Price moves to third. Carter up a bag to second for Ricky Balzano steps in.
Batting next, catcher number
Ricky
15,
has
Ricky
struck out a couple of
Balzano.
times today. He's 0 for 2. So now you got 2 down and 2 in scoring position. And if Balzano comes up with a base hit, we could potentially have a 1-run game. 3 up on the board for West Haven. They put up the crooked number here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Notre Dame scored a run in the first. They added 4 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th for their total of 6. West Haven doing all their damage. Here in the 6th inning, they have 3 runs on 5 hits. There's 2 on. Cora comes inside the bag at third defensively. Balabon level with the bag at first. And the pitch in for the strike to Ricky Balzano. Josetti, number 9 hitter on deck for West Haven. 0-1 count. Amendola into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Curveball, just missed, and the count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. So this one far from over. Here comes the 1-1 pitch in for the strike, and the count goes 1-2 to Balzano. Good long look in by Amendola. Runners lead from the bags at second and third. Time has been called. Top of the order in the hole for West Haven. They have sent now, 8 batters to the plate here in the inning. That pitch up high. Count goes 2-2. Strange game, the game of baseball. You could be sailing along. Amendola with 10 strikeouts through 5 innings, had given up just 2 hits, and all of a sudden, it's a struggle to get outs. 2-2 pitch, just missed the outside corner. Count goes full 3-2, and John in jeopardy of walking the bases full here. Nice crowd watching the game from, beyond the center field fence out there. Enjoying that view. Here comes a 3-2 pitch, inside corner, strike 3 call. The 11th strikeout of the ball game for Amendola. Boy, did he need that one, as 2 runners will be left on. They scored a total of 3 runs on 4 hits and 2 runners left on base. So we'll be back with the top of the 7th. Notre Dame leading it 6-3.
Good morning, Curtis Ryan. Congratulations.
Hi, Curtis Ryan. I just brought my new Honda in for the first free oil change, and they're even washing it. We got such a great deal on that car, and everyone here is so easy to work with. Thank you, Curtis Ryan.
For a limited time, your first month's payment is on us. Up to $500 on select 2012 models. Call Curtis Ryan and Shelton for details.
For the last 10 years, Federico Insetti has served individuals and business clients throughout the Northeast. Originally founded by Mark Federico, class of 72, the current principals are Michael Federico, Notre Dame class of 82, and Lynn Setti, Sacred Heart Academy class of 82. Providing accounting, tax, audit, and consulting services, Federico Insetti is the perfect company for your personal, corporate, estate, and gift tax returns. A proud sponsor of GoGreenKnights.com, call Federico Insetti at 203-248-9966 for all your accounting needs.
Oyster River Petroleum, proud sponsor of high school athletics right here on SportingNewsCT.com. If you're looking for good old-fashioned customer service, call Oyster River Petroleum and the Granville family. They've been around since 1987.
All right, welcome right back here to Whitey Piurek Field as we move on to the top of the 7th. Zach Balabon to lead it off. That's the voice of Brian Deneen in the background. Each and every West Haven baseball game he is here. Yeah, I don't think he's missed one in, well, looking at him, 72 years. That ball fouled off first base side and out of play. Actually, we're about the same age, right? Yeah. We were both born in 1993. Balabon, Wynn, Levine, the scheduled hitters here for West Haven in the top of the 7th. They had a 6-0 lead. Moving into the bottom of the 6th, 3-run rally by West Haven. It's now 6-3. So the Westies within striking distance if they can hold the fort here in the top of the 7th inning. As Carter out in the mound. Balabon today has struck out, singled twice, scored a couple of runs, so he's been active. playing first base for Notre Dame. 1-1 pitch. Hit on the ground. Took a nice big hop for Brand and onto the bag at first. Ballabon retired to start the top of the seventh. He's out 6-3. Brings up Brandon Wynn, the designated hitter. He has struck out, singled twice, scored, collected an RBI.
Number 25, Brandon Wynn.
An RBI base hit in the fifth now, looming big, giving Notre Dame the 3-run lead that they have. So Winnie to step on in. Here comes the pitch, and that's down low. Brandon took my audio-visual course where we try to teach him a little bit about video editing, and all his projects are about baseball. That pitch, and a little hockey. Loves the Islanders. Little pop-up, softly hit. Nice play by Seti going to the outfield grass to make the catch, and Wynn retired. So now you have 2 down, brings up Mike Levine.
Batting next to left fielder, number 1.
Levine, the left fielder today. Levine has had a nice game. He has walked, sac fly RBI, and hit a fly ball out, so he has contributed offensively. As Matt Levine, the left fielder for Notre Dame. Cardinal looking for 1-2-3 inning, might energize their offense a little bit. We'll turn the scorebook page and take a look who's scheduled to hit. Seti to lead it off, then the top of the order with Gambardella and Wilkinson. So it'll be 9-1-2 scheduled to face John Armandola. There is some activity down in the Notre Dame West Haven bullpen, however. It looks like it could be Troy Tersey down there warming up. Difficult to tell as he's way down the left field line towards the foul pole. Count 1-1 strike. Here comes the pitch to the plate, and that's a strike call over the outside corner. It goes 1-2 here to Levine. Notre Dame got a gift run in the first. Put up that 4 spot in the fourth, added a run in the 5th inning. The pitch hit sharply up the middle and through. That had Carter jumping, and Levine comes up with his first base hit of the afternoon. So he becomes a 2-out base runner.
Batting next to right fielder, number 5, Brian Gargiulo.
That's the 11th hit of the game for the Green Knights. So Brian Gargiulo to the plate. Hit into a 4-6-3 double play. His last at bat, he's 1 for 3 with a base hit all the way back in the 2nd inning. Playing right field today for Notre Dame is Brian Gargiulo. Notre Dame has never trailed. West Haven's been battling from behind the entire afternoon. The Carter over the top pitch, and that's well struck up the middle by Gargiulo. 2nd hit of the game, 12th overall for Notre Dame. So now you got 2 on with 2 out, and it brings up Wesley Paulson. Paulson 1 for 3, had a base hit, scored a run on the 4th. Was struck out and bounced out to the first baseman. So Paulson, who plays 2nd for Notre Dame, stepping up. Pretty nice, trying to get something going here. Notre Dame had a Dancing with the Stars event that took place last Saturday night, a fundraiser, and tell you what, it was well attended, and the dancing was spectacular. In particular, the first group. I guess it was the boys from Notre Dame and the girls from Sacred Heart, right, getting together. And the first dance group, I had a chance to watch that one. I know the replay is on GoGreenKnights.com. You got to watch it. A little dark. They had the lights down low. Not much we could do about that. But it was well done. But the first group was terrific. There's a nice play by Seti, the fielded chopper. And Paulson retired at the bag at first. So for Notre Dame, they come up empty in the 7th. No runs, 2 hits, 2 runners left on. They have a total of 12 in the game, however. All right, we'll be back with the bottom of the 7th. Seti, Gambardella, Wilkinson, the scheduled hitters for West Haven. Do they have a rally in store? 6-3 Notre Dame leads.
New Haven Foot Surgeons and Milford Podiatry Associates specialize in medical and surgical care of the foot and ankle. They have a state-licensed surgical center with a physical therapy center available for all patients. Physicians include Notre Dame graduates David and Robert Novicki, along with Martin Pressman, James Krantz, and Jesse Parks. They are affiliated with the 3 major New Haven area hospitals, and they participate with most health insurance carriers. With locations in New Haven, Hamden, Milford, and Ansonia, New Haven Foot Surgeons and Milford Podiatry Associates is your GoGreenKnight.com connection to healthier feet. Visit them online at milfordpodiatry.com.
Oyster River Petroleum, proud sponsor of high school athletics right here on SportingNewsCT.com. If you're looking for good old-fashioned customer service, call Oyster River Petroleum and the Granville family. They've been around since 1987.
Ivy League Landscaping is a family-owned, full-service design and build landscape company which services Southern Connecticut. We offer digital landscape design and installation. Our interlocking concrete paver system will add beauty to your patio and walkway. We share our location with our own Soundview Landscape Supply. Please visit us at 50 Industry Drive in West Haven. Ivy League Landscaping, from custom design to seasonal maintenance and supplies. Visit our website at ivyleaguelandscaping.com.
All right, back here at Whitey Piurek. Joe Setti settling in. He has struck out twice. He's 0 for 2. Takes strike 1 from John Armandola. Armandola trying to go all the way here for the Green Knights today. Gambardella on deck, and the pitch down in the dirt. The count goes level at 1-1. Green Knights leading at 6-3. Here's your line score as of right now: 6-12-0, the official numbers for Notre Dame. 3-6-2, the unofficial numbers for West Haven. There's a ground ball hit to Corwick. It's off of Corwick, deflects to Corso, and throws across the diamond in the stretch at first by Balabon, but legging it out is Joe Setti. That took a big bounce on Corwick. How are they going to rule that one, Brian Deneen? He probably wants Setti's batting average to go up a little bit. You going to rule that a base hit? Okay. A bad bounce, he calls it. And we'll go with the infield single for Joe Setti.
Next center fielder, number 22, Tyler Gambardella.
Tyler Gambardella stepping up to the plate, singled back in the 6th and scored a run. So a leadoff runner on here for West Haven in the bottom of the 7th inning. I wish I played ball when you were the official scorer. Man, my batting average probably would have been .031. Armandola from the stretch, fastball, burns it in for the strike. 11 strikeouts in the afternoon for John. Another one right here. So the leadoff runner on here in the bottom of the 7th for West Haven. They scored 3 in the bottom of the 6th. It's now a 6-3 game. Outfield straight away for Notre Dame. Here comes the pitch. That ball hit high in the air. Should be playable for Archiolo. He'll make the catch. Oh, he snow-coned it, juggled it, and holds on to it. He was taking a look at the runner at first, Setti, to see where he was. And he juggled that a little bit. Gambardella retired, however. That brings up Jason Wilkinson. He has struck out, hit a ground ball out, singled and scored in that 3-run 6th inning. So Wilkinson at the plate. Number 2 hitter in the lineup for West Haven. They got 1 down and 1 on. Armandola into the windup. Pitch missed outside. Both clubs coming into today's play. 7 up, 5 down. The winner of this game will qualify for the upcoming CIAC state tournament. And both teams battling for a spot, I think, in the SEC tournament. I can't figure out how that all works, but that pitch in for the strike. I'll have to call Al Carbone, the commissioner, to figure it out. Semifinals will be played at Quigley. We'll have coverage of that, and then, of course, the championship game right here at Whitey Piurek on that last Saturday in May. I think it's the last Saturday in May. No, it's not the last. Well, yes, it is the last Saturday in May because my son is getting married on June 1st, which is the first Saturday of June. Going down to North Carolina for a week. Looking forward. Yeah, I'm not going to live stream my son's wedding. I should, right? I'm sure many would be interested. Here comes the 2-1 pitch, ground ball, and that's going to be hit through. That's a base hit for Wilkinson, and you got 2 on, 1 out now for West Haven. So 2 hits here in the inning. A total of 8 overall for West Haven, and head coach Lou Kessler is going to pay a visit to the mound. He did have some warm-up activity in the bullpen. Amendola's going to hand the ball over, and yeah, we're going to see a pitching change here for the Green Knights of Notre Dame. So 2 on for West Haven with just 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. They trail by the score of 6-3. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more right after these messages.
Now pitching for
Oyster River Petroleum, proud sponsor of high school athletics right here on SportingNewsCT.com. If you're looking for good old-fashioned customer service, call Oyster River Petroleum and the Granville family. They've been around since 1987.
Many times bad things happen to good people. A car accident, a divorce, a loved one is arrested. Things you just can't prepare for. Zingaro and Cretella specialize in civil litigation, family law, and criminal defense. A leading New Haven and Fairfield County general practice law firm established in 2001, attorneys Gene Zingaro and Don Cretella, ND class of 1986, who thankfully is a much better lawyer than it was a receiver for me, will guide you and help you make an informed and rational decision in a difficult time. Visit them at www.theconnecticutdefenders.com. Zingaro and Cretella is a law firm you can trust.
All right, welcome right back here to Whitey Piurek as Parker Barnell going through his warm-ups out in the mound for the Green Knights of Notre Dame. The senior coming in, save situation, 6-3 score. Potential game-tying run coming up to the plate in the name of Michael Brand. Brand in the ball game is struck out, hit a fly ball out, RBI base hit back in the 6th inning. West Haven, the bats really starting to light it up here over the last couple of innings. 6 hits from the 6th inning on, and they're putting some pressure now on Notre Dame, trailing 6-3. At one point, they were down 6-0. That was through 5 innings of play. Notre Dame took a 1-0 lead in the first. They added 4 big runs in the 4th inning and 1 more in the 5th for their total of 6. But the Blue Devils hanging around with that big 3-run 6th inning. So Brand will step up to the plate. On deck is Cameron Stone.
Shortstop number 4 by
Brand, the number 3 hitter. This is the meat of the order here for West Haven. And Barnell making sure the defense is set. Takes a slow walk up the hill to the rubber, and he'll look in for the sign from the catcher, Aiden Burton. Notre Dame would love one of those double play balls right now. They got an infield that can certainly turn one. Here comes a pitch to the plate, and that's in there for the strike call from Barnell. So the right-hander on the mound, he's senior, trying to slow things down here for West Haven. Brand awaits, wiggles the bat. Here comes the 0-1. That's a strike call over the outside corner, and the count goes 0-2. Threw a little bit of a curveball at him right there. Barnell, very deliberate, back up on top. We'll get the sign from the dugout. Looks in, checks the runner at first, now it's second. Count 0-2. Here comes the pitch, and that ball popped up. And it's going to remain in the infield, and it's going to be caught by the first baseman, Zach Ballabon. Yeah, I did not see the umpires call for the infield fly rule there. And, well, Brand retired on a pop-up to the first baseman, and now you have 2 down, and Cameron Stone stepping up to the plate. Cameron Stone in the ball game has singled, popped up to first in the foul territory, hit a fly ball to center field. So Stone coming to play with 2 on and 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. I believe he's now off the hook as the loser in this game because his squad scored 3 times. Here comes the pitch. That would mean if they do not come all the way back, Gambardella would pick up the loss here. Armandola looking for the win as he works 6+, 6 1/3 to be precise. Barnell looking for the save here for Notre Dame. Now 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch to the plate. That missed low and inside. The count goes 2-0 to Stone. Nick Price on deck. Price has been wielding a hot bat here today. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI base hit back in the 6th inning. Barnell again checks the runners. Here comes a 2-0. Strike call inside corner. Count goes to 2-1 to Cameron Stone. Cameron's been around this baseball program for a long time. He had a brother, right, that played also? Yes, indeed. Went to BC. Am I right with that? Yeah. Derek Stone, yeah. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That ball, tomahawk high into the air. left fielder Levine coming on, and he'll make the catch, and Notre Dame will come up with a 6-3 win. A threat in the bottom of the 7th for West Haven, but they come up empty. No runs. They had a couple of hits and 2 runners left on base. This one is over. Notre Dame wins at 6-3. They improve to 8-5. They qualify for the CIAC tournament, and for the Blue Devils, they drop to 7-6. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back. We'll put the final wraps on this one right after these messages.
As Network Group, we are committed to offering simple and meaningful solutions to your complex problems. We work hard to achieve the highest levels of quality in our solutions to help your customers meet their challenging business needs. We're committed to delivering technology management solutions that offer security, reliability, availability, and performance. Visit our website, thebusinessnetworkgroup.com, for more information.
All right, welcome right back here to Whitey Piurek Field to the Green Knights of Notre Dame. They qualify for the tournament with a nice win, 6-3. Well-played game by both West Haven and Notre Dame of West Haven. As we take a look at some of the lines for you, John Armandola, he'll pick up the win. He worked 6 1/3 and really plowed him down time and time again. He'll finish with 11 strikeouts. He walked a couple of batters, and he gave up a total of 7 hits in the ball game. 3-8-2 the numbers for West Haven, 6-12-0 the numbers for the Green Knights of Notre Dame. With a loss, West Haven dropping to 7-6 overall. The losing pitcher, the second of 3 for West Haven, Tyler Gambardella, tough luck loser here today. Pretty good effort in relief by Matt Carter, keeping things tight when he came on, and work from the 5th inning on for the West Haven Blue Devils. So the win to Armandola, the save going to Parker Barnell here today. Taking a look at some of the hitting stars, Michael Brand had an RBI base hit in the ball game for West Haven. Nicky Price with a couple of hits and an RBI today, leading the way for West Haven. And for the Green Knights of Notre Dame, they took advantage of some mistakes. They scored a run on a pass ball. They scored another run on an error. Another off a sac fly off the bat of Mike Levine. Zach Korwick had a big day. He went 3 for 4 with a couple of RBIs as the leadoff hitter for the Green Knights of Notre Dame. Brandon Wynn also had an RBI, a base hit here today for Notre Dame. That's going to do it. Great work by our production staff behind the scenes. Special thanks to Chris Everone and, of course, John Marcucci and all the folks involved here at West Haven High School for allowing us to be part of it all here today. Your final one more time, 6-3, Notre Dame with a win over to West Haven. Goodbye, everybody.